Welcome to Las Vegas and the 2025 HFA Trade Show, where I'm going to be talking to some of the industry leaders in the athlete recovery space to find out who they are, what they're all about, and what products they've got coming out in 2025. So let's go check them out. We're here with Robin, the founder of Neoscience. We're at the HFA show in Las Vegas. Robin, tell us a little bit about who Neoscience is and then what products you guys have here today.
So Neoscience is my, in quotation, newer company that's about 5 years old. Neoscience, that's health optimization technology. But my background is, or my claim to fame is to bring cryotherapy to the US. So since 2008, we've been doing that. Opened many retail stores, and now we're here today with a suite of services that we design, basically different services.
So you've got some pretty futuristic looking products here. Where do you continue to find inspiration to come up with some of these new products?
I think, I'm always trying to see what's next. And oftentimes I'm not the person who discovers things. For example, I didn't discover red light therapy. It's been around forever. I just look at technologies and think, how can I make it better? What can I add value-wise to the business owner and at the end of the day, the clients? Similar to our cryotherapy system, right? How can I offer more value?
And so the products that you have here today, are you guys looking B2B or more consumer facing?
They're the price range of 50 to 90,000. So it's more B2B. We have many people who can afford and putting them in their house now, but I would say B2B is more. And I want to make this accessible to the masses and help people, reduce inflammation and live healthier, better lives, And
I see on the sign behind you here, I see you've got some hyperbarics, some compression devices. Where do you see the future of your line of products going as we move both into 2025 and beyond?
I think we're going to do more with hyperbarics. I hope that the FDA is not going to be a bit more lenient about claims, because I think that's a big problem. A lot of technologies from Europe and all over the world can't really get established in the US because of, just regulation. And I'm hoping that gets eased up, because there's a bunch of stuff out there that people should have access to, hyperbaric being one of them. So I see this becoming more and more and more that, the whole making America healthy again, whether politically wise, it resonates with you or not. It's a great idea to focus on people living healthier lives and have a longer health span. And so that's what we do.
And what would you say is the one thing you're most excited about for 2025?
I mean, I've been a cryotherapy person since 2008. Like I said, it's been like my identity forever. And so this machine was just released. And I think I'm super excited to get this out there. We have 38 pre-orders before this thing was even ready on the market. And this show has been insane. We had over 100 people go through this yesterday. So this is my biggest excitement for this year, getting the cryotherapy chambers all over the US and worldwide.
So could we take a couple minutes here and just walk us through a couple of these products?
So you see two red light beds over here. They do the same thing. The stand-up was designed for gym owners who are looking to a smaller footprint. This is my favorite technology though. Here, it's a red and infrared light bed that has multiple colors in there that doesn't only deal with inflammation, pain, and recovery for the body, but we can also do some skin applications in there with blue light and acne and green light, melasma. So we have basically 4 treatment modes in a single product at a pretty aggressive price point. So I'm very thrilled about this. 10-minute treatments, plug and play, and it doesn't require any operator. So that's great for business owners to put in their business, because it's just the device is just basically in its room. It's almost like a vending machine type thing, right? Can be operated safely by you or I on our own. There's a PMF device here, pulsating electromagnetic field therapy. It's a great modality, again, for ATP production, inflammation reduction. So all of our devices have that in common, that we try to reduce inflammation and recovery and pain management. And then the cryo, again, my pride and joy. It's a system that can run on a 220 outlet. It can run 24 hours a day. Again, yesterday we put over 100 people through the system. Cryotherapy, again, designed to reduce inflammation, help with recovery and circulation. So all the devices target the same goal. They just do it in different methods. And I think combining all these things is what I want people to do, stacking modalities, because they all work on their own way. And if you put them all together, we can get results much, much faster.
Yeah, so let's check out the cryo if we can here.
Yeah, you can walk in with me, actually. You might survive in there. So the cryo, this is the 2-person chamber. You see 2 people standing right here. We have different levels of expert, and the temperature in the room is always roughly the same, but the wind extraction changes in terms of the level, I think. I'm going to put it on intermediate now. If you and I walk in there, the machine will stop. We can just go in for like 10 seconds if you want to.
Yeah.
All right, so follow me. And you can still hear us outside.
Yeah, I got a mic.
Yeah. So now the machine is going to ramp up. I know you did cryo earlier, so we're not going to torture you for too long.
So we're feeling some really, really cold air just coming right across us. Getting cold really, really quickly here. We've got the different light patterns in the top.
Yeah, they tell you basically this is now the treatment commenced. That's what the blue light means. And then it's for 2 minutes. And the last minute, we're going to ramp up the airflow even more to be able to extract even more heat from your body. This machine has a tremendous amount of cooling capacity, meaning the ability to cool an object, or in our case, a body, down to freezing point. And this is something that is much more important than me advertising a certain temperature this machine does. Because what matters in cryotherapy is not what temperature right on the outside, is how cold it can get your body and how fast. And I would claim that this is one of the most efficient systems that can do this. So,
well, let's step outside and talk a little bit more about it. So we've seen a lot of different plunge products here. Tell us about how this is a little bit different from that.
Yeah, it is a different cooling. I love cold plunges. I love and hate, I should say, right? This is a dry cold application. The goal of a cold plunge is you spend a lot of time in there. You have a deeper cooling. You cool deep into the muscle. The, in quotation, downside of a cold plunge is it's a very effective modality, but you can't just go running after a cold plunge. You walk out there very stiff, right? Because your body has to slowly warm back up and you get the circulation back. Cryotherapy gives you the same sensation in terms of it freezes the outer layer of your skin. But what it does, it gives you the same response in your brain. Your hypothalamus releases endorphins, anti-inflammatory cytokines. It forces vasoconstriction on the area of your body, pushes blood towards your core. So it does similar mechanisms without deep cooling you, though. So you get the same response, but you can go exercise immediately after. You can get on your own. You don't need to get wet, right? So there's a lot of advantages of it. Both are extremely effective. This is just much simpler, and a lot of people can't do cold water because it's just too uncomfortable for them.
Right.
I salute people who can do a 6-minute ice bath. I cannot do it. This is something almost anybody can do. So both are great. There's some great products here in terms of, the plunge and all the famous ones are here. But again, this, in my opinion, is easier, but also a much bigger ticket item, right? You can't put this necessarily in your home unless you are Paris Hilton, who has one of our devices, for example. They're all great modalities. It's just this, I think, commercially is easier. You don't need to clean the water. You can run this all day long. So it's simple.
So you kind of hinted a little bit there. If someone wanted to go test out or try out one of these devices for themselves in their own communities, where can they find some of your products?
So this is brand new. We're actually launching it at your trade show, and then we're going to go to another cryotherapy convention. But this is the first time people actually get to see this. This is the newest device. We sold over 400 devices that use nitrogen technology. This is fully electric, plug and play. Nobody's ever seen this before. So right now they can't see it anywhere, except in our showroom in Los Angeles. But like I told you, right now we have 38 orders in production getting delivered. And so it's going to be all over the place. And it's going to be on our website, where people have to find out where the locations are.
Awesome. Well, Robin, I appreciate it. Neoscience has a lot of cool products here and look forward to seeing where they take the evolution and future of recovery tech for the consumers moving forward. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.